Welcome in everybody to the Southern Racing Network's coverage of the Wednesday Night Truck Series. We are at Indianapolis this week. The drivers have just completed their practice run and they are getting ready to qualify. Let's take a look at our race info tonight. We are looking at 74 degrees here in Indianapolis, 25% humidity, a little bit of cloudiness and not much wind there. Track temperature is at 98 degrees, so not too bad there. It will be a little warm and the tires will get a little greasy, but not going to be too bad. As Rick Baldwin here takes off in his number 19 truck here. He's going to be one of the first ones off pit road. They have 5 minutes to qualify, so they are going to use every bit of that just to get around here twice. We'll take a look at how these guys stack up as they go around. Going to be trying to tricky here tonight. We have several drivers that have not really competed too much on this track, and with a track in a series, I should say, when you have a lot of ovals, this is kind of a kink in the road, if you will. And so looking forward to seeing how these drivers handle this. You can see there Rick Baldwin is all the way up against that wall, and we expect to see that quite a bit tonight. They are going to be pushing it and pushing the limits of the track as well. Looking pretty steady there. Good turn one. Looks pretty good in turn two. I really feel like the first lap is actually going to be better here, but time will tell with that. But it does seem like the first lap with the freshest of tires does best here in qualifying most times. But now that I've said that, somebody will prove me wrong. And we have some drivers coming in right off the bat here. Our early leader is going to be Jeff Ledford. He was very high in practice as well, so I would expect his lap to hold for a little while. He's at a 52.29. Here comes Rick across the line here in just a second. We'll see where he ends up. And Rick's taking about 6th position here right now. Scott Milliken moves up into the 2nd position. Dead tied at a 52.29. Not sure why they're giving the edge to Ledford. Maybe because he did it first. I don't know. And Matt Grenier takes it from Jeff Ledford. He now has the pole. And I think we'll start to see as these guys do their second laps whether I was right or wrong, whether or not this is going to be better or worse on the second lap. But I don't see anybody taking that spot from him just yet. We have 18 cars that have taken a time so far. We'll see if Grenier can hold on here. Oh, Bobby Hall just took it from him. And that was his first lap as well. He's running another one. So I think that first lap is going to be the fastest here. But he took it with a 52.08, beaten by 0.2 there to 2nd and 3rd with Matt Grenier and Jeff Ledford. A lot of people putting in times now, and a lot of people are finished. But that first lap is really what held out. So I think that was the right call there. You had to go hard on the first one because that was going to be it. Look for that in the race as well, for tires to really fall off pretty quickly here. And these drivers in these 80 laps that we're running tonight are probably going to want to get tires as often as they possibly can. They do have 4 sets over the wall plus the one that they're starting with. So plenty of tires in these 80 laps. And it does not look like anybody's going to beat him there. I believe everyone has taken their time now. Does look like that. So, oh, there, Alex Healy's on track still. He just ran a better lap that time at a 52.41. That puts him in the 7th position. Isaac Singleton as well. He picks up the 6th. He's at 52.4. Still got a few guys out here trying it out. You know, they could improve on the second lap, especially if they messed up on the first one a little bit or just didn't really push it too hard. So, some guys picking up a couple of spots here. And there he's going to head in. It's over for him. I think he's gonna have the pole. That's everybody off the track. Let's take a look at our starting grid, shall we? Oh. There we go. All right, so Bobby Hall Jr. takes the first position. He gets the pole tonight. Congratulations to him. Matt Grenier comes in second. That's a great starting position for him. Jeff Ledford third. Scott Milliken is going to be in fourth. Mark Cofield is in fifth. Isaac Singleton sixth. Alex Healy is in the seventh position with Bobby Grady on his outside in eighth. Schuenbachler, I believe. Sorry if I butchered that. He's going to be in your ninth position. 10 is Gordon Spain. 11th, Rick Baldwin. 12 is Wes Weigand. Going down the field here, we're going to see Michael Allen in 13, Daniel Worthington in 14th. Chris Phillips is going to be in the 15th position with Stephen Shue in the 16th position. Mike Babicek is 17th. Eric Corder 18th. Gary Steele is going to be 19th, and on his outside will be Alex Foster in the 20th position. George Sprinkle gets 21st. Dakota Shepard in 22nd. Thomas Hall is in 23rd. 24th goes to Robert Charette. And let's keep going. We got a few more trucks tonight. Got a big field. Let's see. We ended off with Sprinkle, Charette. Sorry, Thomas Hall is in the 23rd position. Michael Brooks is going to be in 26th. John Van Blaricon is in the 25th position with Ronnie Shark in 28th and Michael Cole bringing up the rear in 27th. There you have it. So let's get ready for the grid. And let's get these trucks out here and going. They have just a couple minutes here until they actually have to take off. There they go, sitting on the grid. Got a couple trucks here to take the grid still. They should be rolling off at any minute here. So like I said, we have 4 sets of tires over the wall. They do have 1 fast repair. And I wouldn't expect very many people to use it. This is a very clean league. If you tuned in last week for Nashville, there was 0 cautions during that entire race, and that's pretty unheard of in the iRacing world, especially when it's a league that's under 3K I rating. So a good group of clean racers, and we will see what they can do tonight as they are rolling. Bobby Hall has had 2 wins so far in this season, and he is on the pole, so I would expect him to have a strong run tonight. Him and the entire team. That Flex Motorsports has got about 7 vehicles in this field now, and so we look for them to do good every week. They are a great contender, and their biggest rival is, of course, Foothills Motorsports. They got Jeff Ledford right there in the 3rd position. He's going to be starting there, and a couple of other teammates a little bit further back. But I look to see them, especially Stephen Shue, Chris Phillips. Those guys are starting 15th, 16th, and I expect to see them kind of come through the field a little bit here. They have a very good race craft, and I expect to see them kind of move through their field and work traffic a little bit here. So somebody just kind of scraped the wall a little bit there. I'm not sure what happened there under caution. Just trying maybe tightening his belts one more time, and lost a little visual there. So I'm sure there's no harm, no foul done. As they come around this big 2.5-mile track. It's amazing to think that it is as long as most road courses, but it does not act the same at all. Rounding the last corner here, and then we're going to get this sucker underway. The pace truck should be peeling off here. There he goes. Leaves it in the hands of Bobby Hall to bring it to the start zone. They will be waiting on the flag man here. And there we go. Green flag is in the air. Good jump by the 94. And the 15 on the outside did a really good job as well. A little bit of a gap there. The 97, Alex Healy left, but I'm sure he'll close that up shortly. Or I'm sorry, we have 2 97s in that field tonight. Right there, I think that was Mark Cofield, I believe, was the one that shows 97, but it's actually 21. A little bit of a 3-car breakaway here. go up to blimp view so we can get a little bit better view of it there. And they are getting pretty tight in there. Let's see how we are in turn 1 here. Not too close to him, not giving too much pressure. He's got him on his outside though, so there goes Ledford. He takes the 2nd position. And we got one going inside there, making another pass there. That is the 0-3 of Scott Milliken. He looked but can't quite make it. Give him a couple more corners, he might have that done. And now they're starting to kind of line up here as we go back the field. They're kind of single file, which is probably a good idea to just kind of field this truck out in this first run, see how this is going to go. But you can see as we go back through the field here, we are pretty much single file. So we'll go back up front, watch those guys as they get a little bit more spread out. Got a good battle here with Healy and Milliken. Let's kind of take a look at that for a little bit. I think Alex Healy's going to move through the field here as well. It's just a matter of timing and patience. So they all come around here. Let me put the ticker up so you can see the leaderboard now that we are fully underway. And there you go. You can see that they are pretty much, there's a couple side-by-side battles going on here somewhere in the middle of the field. See if we can kind of hone in on that. There you go. You got the 33 car. John Schuenbachler with the 19 of Rick Baldwin underneath him working for that position, and that is going to be the preferred line tonight, so I think he's going to eventually prevail on that. But you can see how you can get a little bit of a run off the corner, especially out of 2 and 4 with the long straightaways. You can really carry that for a while, and he's going to kind of let him go there, and I look for Chris Phillips behind him to kind of try to make his way through there with him. All clear up front here, no real battles there, so we're going to keep it right here where we got a little bit of side-by-side action. These guys are really kind of taking it easy here, just not, like I said, many drivers have not really done this before here, not really raced a lot here, so they're just kind of feeling it out, making sure that they don't make any mistakes and have any problems early on, which I completely understand. I wouldn't want to be ruining my truck right off the beginning here, so it's a good strategy by all to just take it easy. As Ledford looks on the inside there, gets a good run on the inside, but is he going to be able to make that stick? Looks like the outside is going to prevail with a little bit of room off, but he's got to go through another corner here where he's going to have the best line. Can he throttle off enough as he tries to hold him down a bit? Bobby did not go all the way up to the wall. I'm not pinching him, but just not giving him all the room that he needed so that he could throttle off. But I think he may have a good shot into one here. Bobby just kind of let off a little bit so he wouldn't lose any more spots and did the right thing there. Doesn't need to eat up his equipment this early in the race. Doesn't need an accident or anything like that. He caught him. He got under him. He's going to let him go. And you can see now that he's got him, he is definitely pulling out a little bit. He is getting let's call it a 3-4 truck length lead just like that out of a couple of corners. So that truck is very fast tonight. Oh, and he scrapes the wall a little bit. No, that's not what he wanted, but he had a pretty decent gap there, so he might be able to hold on to this. I think the momentum was broke there, though. Bobby's going to get him, at least get inside him. We'll see what they do through 1 and 2 here. See if Ledford can hold it on the outside. He does. He's clear, but he's not going to drop down. He's going to use that momentum off on that high side, I think is what he's going to try to do. So when he comes through here, look for him to have that momentum coming off, and he probably will not go all the way. He does pretty much go all the way to the wall. He's being very polite out there tonight. A good battle going on here, but what it does is it brings the 15 to Matt Grenier and the 21 of Mark Cofield into the picture, and the 94 with the preferred line, Bobby Hall, back to the lead after that scrape. Doesn't look like Ledford's truck is actually damaged. He's still at pace, but he gave up the momentum and the preferred line, and so now he just had to give it back. Well, the 97 of Alex Healy kind of popped up there a little bit. Didn't quite get into that corner as best as he probably could and cost him a little bit of time, but no positions. He's still fine. He does have Scott Milliken trying to look underneath there, but couldn't make that stick without getting crazy, and they kind of spread out a little bit more. Let's look back here a little bit. We do got just this little battle, but Milliken pushes it through there. He got a big gap, but then he had to check up for Alex Healy, and that's actually going to end up costing him some momentum. The 7 car there of Isaac Singleton gets underneath him. Is probably going to make that stick through this straight here. He's also got the 2 of, I believe that, yep, Bobby Grady. And now there is a train of cars that is going to try to get below Scott Milliken here. This could be bad, but the 38, it looks like there, Gordon Spain kind of almost went up with him, and Bobby Grady has a hard time holding it to the bottom, gets a little bit of contact, just a tap there with Scott Milliken. And they're still kind of going at it here, and Milliken is up high trying to get that momentum off, and it looks like he's going to pull him just a little bit, get even with them. Now the 6 of Chris Phillips comes in there, and he's going to give him a shove, see if he can push that outside line in front of these guys. Unfortunately, that cost Chris Phillips some momentum, and Scott Milliken a little bit too hot into that corner, it looks like, and they have 3 wide, boys, and we don't want to do this. Wisely, Chris Phillips pulls out of the middle there. He knew he was going to get the short end of the stick, and he's just got to figure out which lane is actually going to come through here. I do believe it's going to be the bottom. That's going to be where you want to be. These guys side by side still. Looks like the 33 here is going to get through. There you have it. He's through there. And now Chris Phillips, he's going to get through. I'm not sure if Milliken is just not doing as well on the high side, or if he's got anything wrong with the vehicle, if he scraped the wall. I didn't really see him hit the wall or anything like that, so I don't really know if that's the issue. But he has lost a couple of spots here, and it may just be position, not liking that high side as much, and kind of overdriving a little bit into those corners and hoping it sticked, and it just didn't for him. We got Steven Shue and Rick Baldwin right here side by side. This is going to be our next action here. Let's go on board with the 88's nose and take a look at that. And there they go. Looks like Steven Shue has the preferred line, if you will. And when they go into this corner here, he should be able to push that in. And there he goes. Yeah, the 19 just kind of can't hang it. Oh, and he's a little bit loose on the inside. That costed him some momentum for sure. See who's going to prevail here. And Steven Shue can't make that happen on the inside. And here comes the 88. Let's go back up top, take a look at that. And he's inside. He is going to see if he can make it through 3 and 4 and pass him after Steven Shue lost a bunch of momentum there. These guys are fighting for 13th and 14th position. Nothing really major happening up front, or I would bring you there. And the 88 of Wes Wigan gets that pass done. So Steven Shue needs to recoup here, which I'm sure he will do, but he needs to get it back underneath him and start moving along again. It does seem like when you get out of the groove, when you get a little loose and the car passes you, the momentum is big different. And so and you saw right there, a little shot, let's see, from Michael Allen gets a shot from Daniel Worthington. It looks like Michael Allen just kind of slowed down a little bit more than what Dan was thinking was going to happen, and they made contact, but they both made it through there just fine. And these guys, now we got a battle up front. Jeff Ledford is looking to the inside again and trying to see if he can make that stick. But he sticks his nose in there almost every corner now and just not able to make it stick. And Bobby kind of closed the door on him a little bit that said, not this time, let me just have it. Let's drive for a little while. Easy to say when you're up front. We're working lap 12 now as they cross the line of 80. We will have to see how many laps they can actually get of fuel here, but I think they will need 2 stops on fuel, and they will probably take tires both times. Now he's got a little bit better lead there. And you can see a little bit further back. Let's go to the blimp view and go back here where you can see. Well, actually, they are a little spread out still. I thought they were a little bit closer than that. Got a little side-by-side here. Chris Phillips still trying to work on Bobby Grady there. Looks like he's going to get him. And we have up front there, 97 is getting passed by the 38 of Gordon Spain, I believe that is. And with these guys side by side, 33 being John Schuenbachler, that brings Chris Phillips right back up to them. So this is a 4-car battle we got here. We got a half-second lead out front for Bobby Hall, so nothing going on there. Let's just watch this for a little while and see who prevails here. So Chris Phillips gets around Alex Haley. Now he's got his eyes set on the 33 truck, John Schuenbachler. Whiz by the backstretch and head into 3. Let's see if he makes a move. He does not. He's going to drive with him there for a little while. Just sit in his wake and see what kind of momentum he can get off of 4 here. Not really catching him too fast, but he does have a little bit of momentum. He is on his bumper now. Take a look at that. He is all over him right there. Let's take a look at the roll bars. He goes inside to try to get to him there, and he's got momentum, definitely. Let's see if he can make it stick. And side by side through 1 and 2 into 2. Looks like he's got him clear, but is he going to move up? Yes, and he moves actually down behind him. Great corner there for Chris Phillips. He's got at least a car and a half, or a truck and a half length, I should say. So he's got a clean pass there, and he's setting sail on, and he is now looking at Gordon Spain, thinking, I'm going to get you next, buddy, but we'll see if he can make it happen. And we do have a caution on track. Let's see what happened here. We got a crash here. Looks like that's Milliken. Let's take a look at what happens. He is going through, I believe, 3. Oh, and he hit the wall just like I thought. That wall creeps up pretty fast, and he couldn't get it off, so he probably has a little bit of right front damage there, and he actually towed it. So must have been pretty bad there. Unfortunate for him. He was having a great run in that top 5 pretty much the whole time, and just like that, you know, it just happens. That outside wall just crept up on him and got him. So we're going to re-rack here. We got 15 to go right now, or we are on lap 15 right now of 80, and we will have to see. I believe some trucks will definitely be pitting here. So let's go back up to the front of our field. Let's see what our leaders are going to do here. We'll go to the blimp so we can look overhead and see who's going to come in and who's not. 15 of 80, I think some people will definitely come in. With as many tires as they got and as much fall off as there is, that seems like it would be the play, but maybe there's some strategy here with the amount of fuel mileage that you can get that I'm not privy to. We'll see what they do as they work the center of 3 and 4 here. Okay, this is about where they would dip off, and yes, the leader looks like he's coming. It looks like everybody's coming all the way back. Let's take a look here, back a little further. Oh, we got Alex Healy just popped out of line. He's going to stay out. Everyone else looks to be coming down pit road. So Alex Healy is going to play the alternate strategy, and we'll see how that works out for him. We'll watch the exit here as they come down to see who's doing. There goes Alex Healy on the outside on the track there, so he will be starting first. We'll see how long he can hold that. Don't see anybody sliding through their box or anything crazy like that, so that's good. There they all go. Ooh, the 88 might have gotten the 01 there. We'll have to take a look and see where they line them up. On the scoreboard, it's saying no, the 88 is out front of the 01. So Wes picks up a spot on Jeff there, and everybody else kind of files out. All right. back to the leader here. We got Alex Healy out front now. Everybody will be catching up to him shortly. So of the cars that did go into the pit, Bobby Hall did hold serve there at the front. Matt Grenier ends up in second. Jeff Ledford goes down to sixth position. Wes Wigan got him, so he's in fifth. Mark Cofield is still in fourth. So a lot of the same players, but a couple of them lost a couple of spots there on pit road. I believe Chris Phillips got a couple of spots there because he is now in eighth position. And last I saw, I think we were watching him and he was fighting for about 10th. So it looks like he got himself a couple positions in the pits, which is the easiest way to make passes. And I believe they should be getting one to go here. We'll see him rack up side by side. Alex Healy's going to have worn tires. I'm not sure what the strategy is, but I don't know what the fuel mileage is. If he gets another quick caution, you know, could he make it on one stop, or does he need it to go a little bit longer to make it on one stop? Or I'm just not really entirely sure. I know they have 75% fuel load, but I couldn't tell you exactly how many laps they're getting. So we'll have to watch him regardless of what happens right here and see what happens with the strategy. He may have it all figured out, and none of the rest of us know it. We'll find out here shortly. I would anticipate, though, that as we get started here with his tires being a little bit more worn, that we will see him kind of fall back a bit, and he probably knows that would be happening. So I got to assume that, as good of a racer as he is, that he knows that is going to happen, and that the strategy is going to play out. So just a recap before we go green here as we work turn 3. This is going to be Alex Healy out front. Second is going to be Bobby Hall. Third is going to be Matt Grenier. Fourth is going to be Mark Cofield in his first race with SRN. Fifth is going to be Wes Wigan. Sixth is Jeff Ledford. Gordon Spain is in seventh. Chris Phillips in eighth. John Schuenbachler is in ninth. And Isaac Singleton will round out your top 10. And they are coming out of turn 4 here. They go down that long straightaway to get to the stripe and the start finish. They will get the pace truck will be leaving right now, and hopefully they get a little bit more tightened up, and we'll get under green here in just a second. There they go. And the 21, which is showing the 97 there on the outside, didn't get a great jump, and Bobby Hall didn't either. Alex Healy got a great jump. Now, that's going to help him here in the short term, but we'll just have to see how this goes. Matt Grenier goes around Bobby Hall. He had the inside, went around him there. Not sure if the 94 missed the shift or what happened, but either way, Alex Healy gets a great jump. This is going to help him for a little bit here, but I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold this with these 18-lap tires. I'm going to look here. We got some real side-by-side racing here. Let's take a look at this for a little while. Chris Phillips shoots up the track, hold on to it. He kind of scraped the wall a little bit, but I don't think that's going to hurt him. They're 3 wide in front of him there. Wes Wigan in the middle. And that's the 33, John Schuenbachler. He goes through. The 38 of Gordon Spain goes through. Then the 33. And they are still 3 wide. Isaac Singleton on the outside. Wes Wigan in the middle. Bobby Grady on the bottom. Wes Wigan wisely gets out of that situation there, so he doesn't have any problems. Rick Baldwin in the 19 is on the inside of the 88 now. He wants to make up a spot there, and I think he's going to get it. Chris Phillips, after going up wide there, has recovered nicely. He's going to pass the 88 there, and hopefully he's going to keep moving around, get some of those spots back that he just lost. Up front here, Alex Healy is getting caught for sure. And I think on this corner, he's gonna hold him there. He gets a little bump. He kind of knew it. He knew it was coming, but he held that line. It's going to make him go around if he can, and I don't blame him. You don't give anything for free in this sport. Let's see what he can do here. So he's going to go wide just to see if that's what he can do. And now he's going to do the crossover, and there's just nothing that Alex Healy can do. Those tires cannot hold like Jeff Ledford's can. And I would expect to see him get passed by a couple of trucks here real quickly. You got the 38 of Gordon Spain looking underneath him right now. Let me switch over there so we can watch that. There we go. And I think he's going to be able to get through there. And the 33, John's going to get through there as well. You can see further back there, looks like Bobby Hall in the 94. Not sure what's going on there, but he's losing quite a few spots as Chris Phillips goes through. He is now back to, let's see, he is back to 7th, and he started 2nd on the outside row. So these new tires are not treating him as well as some of these others, but I'm sure he will get that thing underneath him and start moving again here shortly. Just take a look back here. Looked like the 1529 were kind of going at it, and in the back of your screen you can see the 55 and the 21 also. And there you go. He's making the move now. That is the 29 of Mike Allen underneath the 15 of Matt Grenier. Matt Grenier's lost a few spots since the restart too. I think some of these guys on new tires are just, it drives so much different than worn tires, so they're just trying to get that truck back underneath them. Jeff Ledford has got a big lead out front of 3/4 of a second. And this is the action here, and you can still see Steven Shue is now going underneath Alex Healy. See if he can make that stick. And in the back of the screen, you got the 29 going under the 94 as well. And there he goes. Steven Shue gets by there. And the 19 of Rick Baldwin follows him through. So that's 2 more spots that Alex Healy has lost here. With those tires, there's just not much he can do. But if he can make it on one less pit stop, if we stay green and he doesn't have to do that pit, or he can short pit, or I guess maybe short pit's not the word, but if he can get a fuel only and only have to take a partial tank, that could save a lot of time on pit road, and maybe that's the strategy, and that'll help him, get back in the hunt here. Well, these guys seem to have it all sorted out for the time being anyways. Looks like there's a little bit of a heat here. The 6 of Chris Phillips working on the 7 of Isaac Singleton, and looks like he got a good push off of that corner. And he's got to run there, and he's going to go wide so he can't side draft him or anything. And he's going to pack it into 3 there and see if he can make it stick. And it looks like he's going to be able to. Yes, he is in front of him. He is clear. So there's another pass for Chris Phillips. That puts him in 4th position, up 11 from his starting position. So he is definitely our biggest mover today. Our next biggest mover is going to be up 10 positions, but he's back here. He started new, and this is Michael Brooks, also in his first race with SRN in the 92 truck there. He's passing Wes Wigan now for the 16th position, and he's got him. He started well in the back, not sure if he even qualified, but he's up 11 spots right now, so he's doing great. Looking at biggest movers, biggest mover backwards is going to be Bobby Hall right now. He is down 10 positions. He's in 11th now, started on the pole. He was on the outside, P2 on this restart, and is just kind of falling off there as he's got Alex Healy in his clutches, and with his worn tires, I think he's going to be able to get that position back. And let's take a look now. It looks like up front here we got a little bit of a battle here for second with the 38 of Spain and the 33 of Schuenbachler. And don't look now, but Chris Phillips is in the back of the screen there. There he goes. He is catching these guys. He is pedal to the metal right now. He is probably the fastest on track. fact, he is. His last lap was a 53.34, and that is a tenth and a half to 2/10 better than his competition right now. So he is on the move. Working lap 25 here of 80. We have two packs kind of broke out. If you go back to like 11 or 12, this is kind of where our second, I guess you couldn't call it a pack, but it is our group, I guess, of cars, and they are a little bit, maybe half a straightaway back from the top 8 drivers. So they have two distinct little groups here, as we see the 64 of Robert Charette looking underneath the 21 of Mark Cofield, and he makes that pass. Now the 88 is trying to look, maybe he's trying to get back on the war wagon here and try to take some cars after falling back a little bit. Let's go back up here to the front, because this 4-car group up here is getting pretty close to some things. Let's go overhead and kind of see the gap here. So taking a look on the inside there. Trying to see. That looks like the 97 of Healy, but is he going a lap down? It looks like he is. Something must have happened there. I'm not sure why he's so far back. Maybe he clipped the wall or something and that did it. I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but we are showing him pretty much getting lapped at this point. He's in the 26th position, so or maybe he had to come in and pit. That may have happened too. Unfortunately, I apologize. I didn't see what happened there. As we saw the 6 car of Chris Phillips try to take a peek underneath there, but did not make that stick. And and he hit the wall, and they are into it. Oh no. Well, we saw that live, but we'll go back again. We'll take a look at that. That is just too bad. You got these 2 cars here. Let's go blimp overhead so we can kind of take a look and see. It looks like the car in front of him just kind of lost. I think that's the 33 there, and just nowhere for Chris Phillips to go. And then he just noses the outside, and luckily nobody else gets into that. Rick Baldwin, wow, just barely got through there. But it does look like everybody else makes it through okay. These guys are going to have some repairs, but not too bad. And we did see the 33 there, unfortunately, go sideways into the barrier for pit road. So he's definitely got some side damage there that is going to be a problem. Now, this is going to be kind of interesting. So everybody pitted on lap 16. We've had 12 laps since then. You have 4 sets of tires, so you really could come in and take another set. You don't really have to worry about that. But now there's going to be a little gamesmanship. Is everybody going to go or not? In 12 laps, I don't know that you really need to. So we'll see what the strategy is going to be here. I would expect to see something a little bit more split. They're rounding turn 4, and we are going to find out here in just a moment what they're going to do. Here we go. Okay, so Ledford in the lead is going. Healy, Spain actually just dove on. He was not going to. Singleton, all of these guys. It looks like, yeah, everybody back here is pitting. So even after 12 laps, you can see that everybody is going to want those tires. I can't blame them. The fall off is big. We saw what just happened to Alex Healy. Hopefully he can get back when we get out of the pit roads and re-rack. I will update you on Alex Healy as to whether or not he is still on the lead lap. But it did look like he went around, so I'm going to assume he's on the lead lap. And if he pits after, he should get the wave around. Honestly, if I'm thinking right, he would be the first lap down car, so he could maybe use that to his advantage. As you see Ledford coming off of the pits and maintaining serve there. Rick Baldwin goes into second position, so he gained a bunch of spots there. Steven Shue did the same thing, so those guys have the same strategy. I don't know if they took 2 tires or just fuel, or I'm not sure, but they just made up a bunch of spots right there in the pits, so we'll see how that plays out for them and how they restart. And there goes Chris Phillips after his repairs. So, let's go back up to the front here as they all catch the pace truck. So Foothills Motorsports showing out pretty good right now. They're in first with Jeff Ledford and third with Steven Shue. It does look like we are showing Alex Healy on the tail end of the lead lap. So he has maintained the lead lap after that whole thing, which is good. He is not going to be penalized too bad for not pitting on that first one. And I would think they're going to get one to go here. Let's take a look. Got a couple of cars still catching up, but they should have plenty of time to get with them. So 2 cautions tonight. Both of them have been for cars hitting the outside wall, but this second one actually collected another truck in Chris Phillips. So unfortunate, but that outside wall will do that. It's a wide track and you feel like, okay, I'm in the corner, it's stable, and now I can throttle down, and it's just not time yet. You got to be patient because it does creep up on you and it flattens out, which makes it obviously harder to turn without banking, and it's easy to make that mistake, unfortunately. So this is the highest up we've seen Rick Baldwin tonight. He's going to be outside front row in that 19 truck, and we are going to see what he can do up there. But he's finally got himself some great starting position. He was, let's see, he is up 9 spots from his 11th starting position. Steven Shue is up 13 spots. He's in the 3rd place. So these guys are doing good. Let's give a shout out to the 71 of John Van Blaricom. He is up in P5, up 20 positions from where he started. Let's see if he can hold it up there as well. So as we go through here, I'll give you your top 10. 1 is Jeff Ledford. 2 is Rick Baldwin. 3rd, Steven Shue. 4th, Gordon Spain. 5th is going to be John Van Blaricom. And I got to figure out that name, don't I? 6th is Bobby Grady. 7th is going to be Mike Allen. 8th is going to be Isaac Singleton. 9th is Robert Charette. And 10th is going to be Mike Babicek. So good on him. Robert Charette and Mike Babicek are both up quite a few spots from where they started to get themselves in the top 10. So let's see if they can hold it there. So we are rounding turn 4 now. We're in lap 30, and they are going to be going green here as soon as this truck pulls off. There he goes. The field is in the hands of Jeff Ledford to restart here. As they approach the zone, let's see when he goes. And he takes off, and that's a good jump for him. Nobody really got it with him there. And Steven Shue is probably going to follow him through here. He's got the preferred line, but let's see how Rick Baldwin does on the outside there. Doesn't have him cleared yet, and the outside is going to... Ooh, he gets a little bit loose there from the 19, but not bad. Keeps it off of the wall, keeps it going. He's got a truck behind him that could push him a little, and Steven Shue just doesn't have the help, and that's going to be his problem there down the straight. Still side by side. Rick Baldwin gets clear, and Steven Shue is side by side with Gordon Spain now, and he's going to lose that spot as well. Let's see if Bobby Grady can get around also. Outside seems to be working great on this restart this time. I think he's just barely got him clear there, but he's not going to cut him off. Shue's going to kind of fall in there so he can get arced into that corner. And that's a couple spots there that Steven Shue is lost on the inside. That's interesting. I wonder if the drivers are taking notes of that. Restarts, fresh tires, keep it high and wide, and keep that momentum up, I guess. It seemed to be working there. A lot of single file racing here, you can see. And there's Isaac Singleton underneath the 29 car. Oh, and we got a couple into the outside wall there. Was that the 71, I believe, was in the wall? Let's take a look back there. Yeah, 71, John, he hit the wall there, but he's still got it going straight, but just lost a ton of momentum going down that straightaway. He should be, oh, no. Daniel Worthington there is a little high on the entry there. I think John thought he was going to be a little bit lower, but a little tap, no harm, no foul. See if John can collect himself and get it going here. Looks like he's doing fine now. Got a bunch of cars there. And all single file up front. Got 33 there looking on the inside. 64 looking inside on the 71. Let's go back up top here. We get a little bit better view. There we go. Yeah, 64 working on the 33, but can't make that work and kind of got pinched down there. Now the 92 is looking on the 71, see if he can do that. 71 could have a little bit of fender damage that's hurting his aero, and that could be costing him some speed for sure after that brush with the wall. And there's just a string of trucks behind him, and unfortunately with that little bit of damage, there's just not much he can do, but he's doing the right thing. He's kind of staying high and letting him go because he knows he's faster. Got to get a caution now so he can get some repairs done there. And taking a look up here now, we got Jeff Ledford, who was leading, is kind of falling back here. He took the restart in first position and now is running in fourth. So he's kind of not sure if he scraped the wall there or something, but it just looks a little bit off pace. Must be, maybe he just broke momentum, but he should be able to get that back underneath him. Yeah, he's a little off pace there. I'm gonna guess he just like the 71, just kind of clipped that wall a little bit, and nothing he can do now. Just a little off pace. Another one that needs that caution. Let's go back here where we got Dan Worthington working on the inside of Mike Allen. See if he can get that done. That's tough. He's sitting out there. He's got no draft. There he goes. Shoots it in there. Is able to hold it on the bottom. Makes that pass clean. And look at Wes Wigan in the 88. He's going to go underneath as well. He said, thank you for the opportunity, and he took it. Give you an update here. Alex Healy has moved himself all the way back to the 14th position, so he is passing cars. He is back on track for this race, so got a ways to go here, some catching up to do with some guys, but he's fully capable of doing it, so I looked for him to battle back and finish in a good position here. A little bit of a tangle up here where it's Dan Worthington goes inside looking on Steven Shue. Makes that pass. That's two in a row that he has. And we'll see if the 88 can follow through again. There he goes. He's going to make that happen too. Steve Shue needs to close the door right there, and he does. Says no more, thank you. But Dan Worthington and Wes Wigan are on one right now. These guys are passing cars. They're coming up on Jeff Ledford and Rick Baldwin there in the 19. I got to imagine Rick Baldwin was one of those that I said kind of made a whole bunch of spots. Not sure if he took two tires or not, but I will say that starting on the outside in P2, he is now back to the 8th position. So he may have taken two tires, and that may cost him some time. It looks like he's just a little bit off pace for the rest of these guys. Kind of a weird arc into the corner there out of the 01 and the 113, and they sorted out though. See the 33 right there is passing Steven Shue in the 00 again. Steven Shue is just kind of moving back. And he's one also that moved up quite a bit. I'm guessing at this point these guys definitely only took two tires. They are not at the same pace. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't look like they're holding up like these other guys are. And yeah, I'm not sure why that strategy was, But I'm not in the truck, so what do I know? Approaching halfway, working lap 38 here of 80. As you see the 33 go by the 55. Alex Healy is now passing Steven Shue in the 00 there, so Alex Healy is up to 12th. Now he's got 2 more vehicles under his belt. Nothing really major going on up front here. It looks like we got Gordon Spain is leading, up 9 from his starting position. Bobby Grady is in second place. Isaac Singleton in third there. And Bobby Hall is the 4th car in your picture. Kind of spread out here, just kind of riding around. Wes Wigan and Dan Worthington have been kind of on a rail here. You can see the gap behind them. They've been passing cars like crazy. They are now in, let's see, Dan is in P6 and Wes is in P7. So they are making hay. Wonder if they can catch the top 4 here on this stint. The pace that they're at, it seems like it's possible, but they got a little ways to go, so we'll see what happens. Not really seeing any close battles anywhere, so let's just kind of go back to the front here. Here's kind of a close one here. It looks like the 29 of Mike Allen is working on Steven Shue. And he just goes by there. Steven Shue gives it to him easy. No need to fight. Steven Shue is falling back to the 14th position here on this run. So, and Rick Baldwin there in that white 19 is, let's see, P11. Probably about halfway through this run, I would say. Look at the 94 just using that draft to suck up to him there. And the 7 kind of fell off a little bit from this group. 94 was in 4th. He's now in 3rd and working on that 2 car hard. 2 Fords going at it there. Let's take a look at... there it is. There's the battle. He's on him. Let's see if he tries to dive. Yes, he does. He goes to the inside, and he's going to use that momentum, and he's got him. 94 to P2. Let's see if he can get Gordon Spain here as well. Not a great entry there. Backed up to the 2 a little bit, but let's see if he can work that to momentum off, and he does. He's kind of gapping him a little bit. Alex Healy, is that another problem? Or possibly he's off sequence, I believe. He may have just pitted. Yeah, see, watch, he just goes around like that. I think he just pitted. So he's off sequence. He's working this like a road course, just doing it backwards. Now I need to pit, and see what he can do. You know, I can't say that he's wrong. It hasn't not worked out yet, and he's still on the lead lap there. And this is the battle for the lead right behind him. Bobby Hall is going to go for it. I think he's got momentum. Let's see. Yes. And Spain can't really do much from out there. He's just got to let it happen. So Bobby Hall to the front, driving his way up there. A little bit of a battle here. It looks like the 29 car is catching the 01. Can't quite get there in that corner. Still catching him, though. See if he can do it in the next. bring up the... Looks like he's going to get that pass done here going into turn 1. There he goes. He's got that. So that puts Mike Allen in the 29 in P9. Bobby Hall still has the lead up front. Not a huge lead. These guys are pretty evenly matched. Now that he's out front and has nobody to draft, they can stay with him a little bit better now. Looks like the 7 car right there of Isaac Singleton is pitting, so he's the first of the group to pit. We'll see what these leaders do next. Robert Charette in the 64 car is also on pit road. Isaac Singleton is the only one so far, so I don't know if this is a pit strategy or if he maybe scraped the wall and said, hey, you know, I got damage. I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. I'm in my pit window for one more stop. We'll see kind of what that develops into because I don't see anybody else pitting on that lap. We'll see what these guys do coming around this time. Does not look like they're pitting, so possibly a problem there with Isaac Singleton. Yep, not pitting yet. All right. A little bit of a battle here with the 113 and the 88. They had been moving up through the field together. It looks like the 88 is going to go ahead and take that spot from him. With ease. Two teammates there working together nicely. Looks like the 88 is definitely faster at this point. Got a caution out. Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh, that looks to be Chris Phillips again. Let's see if we can see what happened here. He comes off the wall that time, but he made it in. Oh, no, he didn't. He spun it. Oh, no. Oh, and then he just doesn't know where to go. Dang it. That's too bad. He just didn't really know where to go. I believe that's Michael Cole that got into that with him. Yes, it is. Very unfortunate there. So Chris Phillips, not sure if he used his fast repair last time. Hopefully he didn't because he's probably going to need it this time. And then 77 is also in it as well. So lap 47 will probably be going green around lap 50. 30 to go, but I would assume everybody's going to pit here. Except we got to keep our eye on Alex Healy because he shows to be on the first lap, but I think he did pit in there. So as they work turn 3 here, we'll wait to see if these guys are going to pit or not. If they pit here, I'd be almost certain that they're going to need to pit one more time. And that would be all 4 of their sets of tires. And that would be the first time in this series, I think, that anybody has used all of their tires. Usually, people have at least one set in the bank. And it looks like everybody's going to file down. The car that's not going is a lap car, probably going to get the wave around. But everybody else seems to be going in. Yes, everybody. Now, let's take a look at Alex Healy. He is coming around and not going to pit. So that means he is... A couple of cars are not pitting, actually. So that means they're gonna light up out front, but going to be interesting to see them... see them up front with the faster cars behind, and let's see what the race off of pit road is. We see Bobby Hall in the front of our screen with Matt Grenier right there behind him. We'll see the race off pit road, and then we'll figure out. It looks like there's a bunch of wave arounds up front, and 2 vehicles stayed out. Alex Healy being 1, and Isaac Singleton being 2. Bobby Hall gets off first. That is, I want to say, Gordon Spain with Matt Grenier, and then Dan Worthington, Wes Wigan, and a whole slew of other vehicles come off of pit road. So as we go back to the leader here, looks like we still need our wave around cars, but it looks like it's going to be Alex Healy up front, Isaac Singleton in second, Bobby Hall in third, Gordon Spain fourth, Matt Grenier fifth, Dan Worthington is going to be in sixth, Wes Wigan 7, Bobby Grady 8th, and Stephen Shue 9th with Mike Allen in 10th. That's going to be your top 10 when we go back here. We're working 2 to go. And let's check in real quick. Chris Phillips is doesn't look like he's on track, unfortunately. So he may have already used his fast repair, and that might be it for him, unfortunately. And Michael Cole might be the same way as well. So those 2 guys that were in it, not looking too hot. And who's that? That is the 8. The 8 car is pitting now. That's Gary Steele. Not maybe topping off, maybe not too sure. So these guys are going to re-rack here, going to get side by side again as the wave around cars go, putting Alex Healy up there in first. So come around turn 2, they'll be going green this time. See if Bobby Hall can work back through these guys. He came in first and out third, but one of them stayed on track, so we shall see. And the 7 stayed on track too, so the whole front row is going to have slightly older tires, which they're probably going to drop, but these guys got to find a way around them and see if some of these guys can use others as picks and how they work all that out. Like I said, we're going to go back to green here with 30 laps to go, working lap 50. So we're well over halfway at this point. One of the worst things about having cautions on this track is the laps take so long to complete. It's not good as a broadcaster or a driver. There we go, coming through turn 4. Alex Healy will take the field as soon as this truck pulls off, and he will come to the green. There he goes. And they are in the zone. There he goes. 7 car spins his tires just a little bit, giving Bobby Hall and Alex Healy a free run to get to the preferred line and arc into the corner. Remember, that 7 car doesn't have the freshest of tires, but Alex Healy's doing great on his tires. He's pulling out there a little ways, and we got side by side here. Looks like Gordon Spain is looking at that 7 car, but can't make it happen. Ducks in there to get the draft, and maybe he's going to try to get on the next corner. Can't make it there. These guys are holding pretty good with these tires. Let's see how long that'll last. As they are single file, let's just kind of move back the field here a little bit. You see not much side-by-side action through here. There we go. There's a little bit. So we got the 101 of Dakota Shepard. Same first time we called his name tonight. He's sitting in the lucky 16 position with the 92 on the outside. Looks like he's got the run there, and he's got him clear. Not moving up the track, though. Hopefully he can keep it going. There he goes. There's a little bit of momentum there. See a little bit further back, Gary Steele and Mike Babicek are side by side. Looks like the 8 car's got a little bit better momentum there. Let's see what he's going to do on the high side. Remember, on the last restart, the high side was pretty good. The 64 goes in there kind of high on the track, gets too close to Gary Steele, and ends up kind of braking, and that causes the 55 to have to check up as well. They got through it okay, but just a bottle up right there. We look back out front. Alex Healy still has the lead, but it is tightening up. And that 7 car has worked its way back to Bobby Hall. Little loose there. That's those warm tires. That'll do that. And that lets Bobby get up there, and he's going to have the run off just way smoother through that corner. Those tires not helping him out much. But the 7 car's looking strong too. He's there with him, and you see a little bit further back, Matt Grenier and Dan Worthington side by side. See who can prevail there as well. And Alex Healy has to give it up. The 7 car of Isaac Singleton gets by. Dan Worthington looks like he's going to prevail, but don't call it just yet. The 15 car is still underneath there. That's a battle for 6th position. And look, here you have the 88 of Wes Wigan saying, nope, let's go through here. And he pushes him through, but he's got a little too much steam for himself. And Bobby Grady's thinking about 3 wide, but doesn't do it. And Bobby Grady ended up getting the raw end of that deal there, getting kind of shuffled back just a little bit, but he'll be fine. He'll get that thing running again in no time. Pretty much single file through the field, with the exception of Bobby Grady there. You see Jeff Ledford looking inside the 15 there. Ooh, pretty close. I think he thought that the 15 was going to go a little closer to the wall, and they got pretty close there. Steven Shue now looking on the inside right there of the 29. That's Mike Allen in that vehicle there. 19's going to go with him. See if he can push that, and they do clear. It's a spot for the both of them there. Bobby Hall has gotten himself a lead now. Let's go to the blimp view. You can see when we come around the corner here, the gap. It's pretty much a second at this point, so he is checking out on this field. And the 7 car with the 97 behind him, these guys are doing a lot better than I would have thought on a little bit older tires. But let's take a look at this here. Gordon Spain now underneath the 97 with the 113 in it. And is he going to make it 3 wide? He is. He's going to go for it. He wants the 2 for 1. Thought better of it, got out of it. Probably the best thing to do. I don't think that was going to end well for anybody. Gordon Spain makes that pass. Let's see what Dan can do here behind him. The 88 not waiting for anybody. He wants to go now. 88 and 113 are teammates, so he's not going to race him dirty, but he did want to get going. I don't think that's going to work out for him, though, there. Now he's got Ledford on his outside, but he gets clear of him. And now he's back inside the 113, but can't make that stick either. And a little bit further back, we see the 19 battling Bobby Grady. He is getting by him. He should be clear, no problem, going into the corner. Back side by side is the 15 and 01 up to the front side of the screen there. And the 01 prevails on the outside. I mean, put the 01 in P7. And it looks like the 113 and 88 have kind of stopped the battle momentarily here. Got 25 laps to go here. 01 sent it. He got through that really well. And now he's looking at the 88, and he's kind of in his way. And that's going to break momentum for that 0-1 down the whole stretch, and that's going to give the 15 the opportunity to get inside and get preferred line. Still a 1 second lead out front, and then that is Isaac Singleton in second and a 1.5 second back to third. So nothing really major happening up there. This is the battle right here for 4th, 5th, and 6th. And the 88, 113 still going at it. Looks like the 88 is going to prevail up there with the draft. But here comes the 113 back on the inside, which again gives Ledford the ability to come through that. He is getting through turn 3 amazingly. That's 2 laps in a row. He just closed the whole distance. And now the 113, and you know, I can't, oh man, no. I can't say that I blame Ledford a whole lot. These guys are a lot slower than him, but maybe a little bit of impatience there. Doesn't look like we're going to get the caution because everybody keeps it going, but that just cost him more than it was really worth. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but dang, that was. Oh, and now it's another one. Ledford puts a 101 in there. We'll see if we get a caution for that. Was kind of single car going off. The 101 of Dakota Shepard got the worst of that for sure. And we are under caution for that. I would expect that the 01 will be getting an EOL on that, but we'll see what race control has to say about it. Probably a little more aggressive than race control wants to see. But again, I kind of understood it. You could see through 3 and 4 there. 2 laps in a row. The 01 was a lot faster, and there just wasn't anywhere to go. So we will re-rack. I believe at this point they should be in the fuel window. They are mid backstretch coming up on turn 3, so we'll get a view here real quickly whether or not they're going to be pitting. I would assume they would have to. I don't know why they wouldn't. Dakota Shepard has made his way to pit road. Hopefully he's still got that fast repair and he can get going. He's probably got time to get out of there without losing a lap. I would think so. And unfortunately he shot through his pit, but probably understandable when the car is damaged. Getting tires on it now. The field is in 4 at this point, and he's off. So it does look like he still had that fast repair. So he is going to come back around, stay on the lead lap, and hopefully be okay. And here comes the field. Looks like Alex Healy is going to get back on sequence with these guys. He's gotten back to 4th position, so why not? Everybody through the top 18 has come in. It looks like the 55 is not, but, well, no, he is on the lead lap. So he's gonna, him and Gary Steele are both on the lead lap. So they're gonna cycle around to the front. That's quite a few tires on those trucks, though. We'll have to see how that works out for him. There they are coming off, and this is the 38, I believe, coming up here, and he is actually going to beat the 94 off. That was a very fast pit stop. I wonder if he only got a couple tires there. There you have the race off. Aside from Gordon Spain, Bobby Hall holds his position, and so does Alex Singleton. So I think that 38 tried a little strategy here to get up front. We'll see how that works out for him. So there he is. He is going to be P1, and then
Let's see. Bobby Hall is going to be in second. Isaac Singleton will be third. Alex Healy in fourth. Matt Grenier in fifth. Wes Wigan will be sixth. Rick Baldwin will be seventh. Stephen Shue in eighth. Ninth will be Mark Cofield. And 10th will be Dan Worthington. So that will be your top 10 when we get restart here. Looks like we're working 2 to go. I don't see up front the 8 car of Gary Steele, so he may be working a wave around here. Yes, he is on the end of the lead lap, so he is going to be receiving a wave around. Never mind, he's pitting. So we'll be getting the green flag with 20 laps to go. I'd kind of call it a shootout, but with this big of a track, it's not really that much of a shootout. It's almost 1 minute laps, so as they get side by side here, working into turn 2. Getting ready to take the green flag. We still have 20 cars of the 27 on the lead lap, so not too many cars have fallen off here. Right now, your biggest mover is P13 of Michael Brooks. He is 13 positions up from where he started. See if he can hold on to that in his first race with SRN. Working through turn 3 here. All right, the truck will pull in and we'll get this started. The field is in the hands of Gordon Spain. He gets a great jump. The 94 of Bobby Hall doesn't really go, but he's got Alex Healy pushing him to get that thing going. Some side by side a little bit further back, but these guys are getting pretty single file up front. Bobby Hall's got a little bit of a run, but not sure that he's going to be able to get there just yet. Go a little bit of a battle up front here. Let's get back to that as Alex Healy in the 97 is looking underneath Gordon Spain, and Bobby Hall has already got past him. Seven car pushing that 97 as hard as he can without wrecking him. Try to get through that 38, and he is side by side with him. Coming out of 1. Let's see what he can do in turn 2 here. He's definitely got momentum. See if he can hold it off the corner. He does. He's got free track up to the wall. He's got that pass made. See a couple guys ducking out here. It looks like the 15 of Matt Grenier is going to look inside to the 38 now. The 38 was the one, I believe, that didn't pit, and so that's why he may be off sequence here a little bit. Or I'm sorry, I don't think he took tires, or he took 2 tires. He came out of the pits really fast, so that may not be paying dividends for him right here as he is falling back. And now he's looking, the 88 is looking inside. And it's kind of a hopeless feeling out there when you don't have the same tires as the other guys and you just can't do the same stuff. You just kind of have to hold on to it and hope to lose as little as possible, but these guys are just going by at this point. And you can see, really, other than this, there's just a lot of single file as Jeff Ledford looks inside there. Looking inside Michael Brooks, and looks like he's going to be able to make that pass. Look up here, these guys look to be racing a little bit. That's Gordon Spain there again, just people going by him. Up front, Bobby Hall has a half-second lead as the 19 looks underneath the 113 to see if he can make a pass and make it a 2-for-1 with Gordon Spain there. He's inside now. As we go into this corner here, see how much he can do. Nope, can't really get there yet. There he goes, he's inside now. Much better off the corner with those fresher tires. And he got a nose on him and should be able to make that, and there he goes, he's got it. Oh, not quite clear yet, though. He is going to try to battle back. Don't know that he's going to win that fight. And then there's, Dan Worthington's up there with him, just kind of stuck as the 29 gets in there and pins them both on the outside for a minute here. Looks like the 19 is through now. There he goes. And the 29 is like, why did you just drop down on me? Looks like he'll have momentum, though, with the 01 pushing him there on the bottom side. And they go, oh, and he is upside down through the air. And that is going to bring out a caution for sure. Let's take a look and see that. I think that was Dan Worthington, but let's play that back. The 113 on the outside with Jeff Ledford on the inside, and he just gets, they just get tangled up there. It looks like it was kind of a meeting of the trucks. The 113 was a little off the wall, and the 01 was not giving him much room. That truck looks surprisingly well for going up in the air like that. So we'll do it again. Be interesting to see what Gordon Spain does here, since he didn't get tires and was falling back. Is he going to come back in and get those tires and now have fresher tires and the guys that are going to stay out and just finish this off? That could play out well. If we go 12 laps, he could take a lot of vehicles in 12 laps with fresher tires. So let's see what the strategy is going to be here. But we will go back up front to Bobby Hall, who has just been strong all night long. Every time he gets back in the field a little bit, he finds his way back up front. Okay. As they are rounding turn 4, we'll get a peek here. Go up to this view so we can see who's pitting and who's not. Does not look like the 94 is coming in, and there's a big gap that 97's given. He really wants to see if he's going to pit or not, and they have missed the commitment. Now let's look at the 38, though. Yes, he is coming in with the 01 and the 00. So these guys are all going to get themselves some fresh tires. Now they're going to start back maybe 17th through 20th. But again, with 11 or 12 laps to race, I really feel like they can make up a lot of ground. Is that going to net them the win? Probably not, but they may finish better than they would have if they just stayed out there. Quite a few vehicles, maybe 6 of them on pit road right now. So, if you were kind of back there in the field, doesn't hurt, and it looks like Steven Shue is the first one to pull out, but Gordon Spain, who came in first, is going to be first. But Ledford is trying to get it to him, but it looks like it's going to be Spain off, and it is. Gordon Spain wins the race off pit road. Now that puts him in 15th position. These other guys will file back behind that, but that's not too bad. If you're Gordon Spain, you got to like that. I'm P15, kind of almost where you were before, and now you're gonna have a shot to pass a bunch of vehicles here. So let's go back up front. Working 2 to go here, so we will get the green flag with 11 to go. Now we got a little bit of a shootout. It's just that most of these guys don't have fresh tires. So, going to have to be a little ginger on this restart. Don't want to be too crazy with it. You know, just getting up through the gears and on that pedal. You don't want to spin it. I think we saw the 7 do that a little bit earlier. So, going to have to be a little careful on this restart. Track is getting used up. There's probably a whole bunch of marbles on the outside. As we come to the line here to take 1 to go. And the strategy that Alex Healy was using early and then getting back on sequence with these guys has certainly paid off. It looks like Bobby Hall has selected the outside for this restart. It's probably not a bad call, but I don't know that we've seen anybody do it yet, so this will be the first for that. I do believe that that is a teammate of his on the outside with him, so maybe that is why he wanted to line up, but I think Alex is a teammate as well. So, yeah, I believe all 3 of those are teammates. So I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll see what happens on the outside here. Interesting choice. Okay. Working turn 3. Pace truck will pull off here. Bobby Hall has the field. And he gets a good jump. Now, Alex Healy can move up, and he kind of does. He's leaving room, but he's got plenty of space there to arc into the corner properly. Seven looking inside the 15 there. Let's go back to that, and they sort it out. 7 gets the pass. Kind of single file here. The 19 has some momentum. Just can't get there. Everybody's just driving flat out now. Nobody's saving. Nobody's nothing. So they're just getting spread there. But it looks like the 97 is staying with the 94 for now. Let's see what he can do. Gordon Spain with the fresh tires has not moved up, but Jeff Ledford has been able to. He is now in P12. Getting a little bit more of a gap here, a little bit more spread out. And you can see the whole top 10 right there. And it's pretty single file, not a lot of racing going on there. Looks like the 01 now, he's got those fresh tires, remember. He is dogging the 93, sorry, of Thomas Hall. We saw the 01 get a little bit aggressive earlier. He's got fresher tires. I would not expect much less out of him. He is going to try everything he can because we are at 9 to go. And he's got momentum. Didn't really choose to pull down. Oh, okay, he's going to go. Oh, wow, okay, we're blocking now. I don't think he's going to be able to hold him off. That's for sure. As we go through this corner, he kind of drove in deep. And the 01 just went by easily. So, to be expected, to be honest, with those tire differences. Let's take a check back up front. I mean, Alex Healy is right there, but Bobby Hall is not pulling away, but also not losing anything to him really. That was a good entry for the 97 there, but it's not really going to hold on exit. '97 takes a little bit more of an inside line. Again, we're at 0.3 of a second here in gap. Got Ledford all the way up to 9th now from starting in 16th. So he's gained 7 spots with his fresh tires. Looks like the 97's gaining a little bit off of that corner there. He's got about a truck length now. But they're still just so evenly matched. There's just not much the 97 can do. It seems like at the end of the large straightaways with the draft, he's able to draw up to him, but then it kind of spreads out a little bit through the corners. And if there was a great battle I could show you, I would, but there's just not much there. Everything is about 3 to 4 tenths of gap everywhere through the field. So not a whole lot going on there. So 6 to go now. This guy's a hold and serve pretty good. Everybody just waiting for the other to make a mistake. Now you see the 15 catching the 7 a little bit on entry there, but wasn't able to really hold it. Oh, and the 7 hits the wall. 15 goes below. Probably going to make that pass pretty easy. Hopefully not too much damage there so he doesn't lose a bunch of spots. But he's going to lose one for sure. Seems to still be on speed. No problem. When you see the 01 and the 88 there, the 01 wants to go. He's now in 7th position. And he's just boxed in now. There's nothing he can do. He's got to make this 3 wide. It's 5 to go. He's got to do this. Looks like it's going to be fine. Hopefully he didn't drive in too hard. Watch the momentum off. So he gets a 21 car there. That is a pass for position. but lost a little ground to the 88. Oh, and the 88 hits the wall and the one's around. Oh, no. And there goes his run right there, and he's back through the field. Oh, and cars are just trying to figure it out. There's no caution yet. Now there's got to be a caution. There it is. So we're going to have a green-white checker. Let's go back and just kind of see how that developed. We did watch it live. We definitely have to go back further than that. And you can see right there, he is on it. And the 88 hit the wall and just sent him in there. And now there's just not a lot he can do. He's long for the right. He's trying to pull it down the track, but other people thought he was going up. And that's the 92 and the 79 getting collected. Unfortunate for them. Unfortunate for the 01 as well. Not his fault. He was coming up through the field. That was P6 right there. He was fixing to get him a top 5, and it was just not to be, unfortunately. So there'll be one more chance at least for Alex Healy to take Bobby Hall in this. This is now for sure a sprint. I would imagine that no one will be pitting, but we will find out here shortly as they are down the backstretch catching the pace car. Now they all start catching up here. So we'll see. Currently 4 vehicles, the damaged vehicles, obviously, in the pits. And that's going to be the 92 of Michael Brooks, the 79 of Eric Corder, the 71 of John Van Blericom, and Jeff Ledford, of course. And I would assume from the previous issue, Ledford had probably already used his fast repair, so he may not have the option to even try to come back out here. And let's see if these guys pit. 97 is acting like he's going to do it. Some guys are faking a little bit like they're going to, and he says, nope, can't do it. And it looks like, is that the 88? Yes. Now, he was the one that hit the wall, so I would imagine he's doing it for damage. But 64 and 93, they also may have got a piece of that. So they're really more about repairing damage than they need tires, but I guarantee you they'll take them while they're there. So we'll work around here the long pace laps at Indianapolis. And we can get a green-white checker in. 97 is going to have to be on his game and time this thing perfectly, because once the 94 gets out front, it's very difficult to pass him. These are teammates, so I would not expect to see any sort of dirty racing or anything like that. They will be very clean about it, but probably also very aggressive. As the cars that came in are now working out of turn 2 as we're on the back stretch, so they're getting all caught up now. Come through turn 4 now, and then we'll get 1 to go here. We'll see if he's going to have chosen the top again. It worked out fine for him last time, but really it was the jump more than it was the position. But You want to be up against that wall to arc into that corner to get as much speed off of one as you can. And so I assume that's why he chose that, and it worked out great last time. I would expect him to do it again. And what's it going to be? Looks like he did not call it, so he is going to be on the inside this time. Interesting. Okay, so lining up here, we got Bobby Hall obviously leading Alex Healy in second there in the 97. Matt Grainer is third. And those are all teammates up there. Isaac Singleton in the 7 is fourth. 21 is Mark Cofield in fifth. Rick Baldwin is now in sixth. He has worked his way up the field very nicely. Bobby Grady is in 7th, and Mike Allen 8th, and Gordon Spain is in 9th, and Dan Worthington is in your 10th position. Been racing with Rick Baldwin in that 19 for quite some time, and he is one of those guys that just puts in work, and at the end he's always there and quietly, he just quietly does his work and is in the hunt at the end. So see what he can do here from P6. I think they used to say that about Kevin Harvick, didn't they? He was quiet, and then all of a sudden at the end it's like, oh, hey, how'd he get in the top 5? That's kind of like it is. So as the truck pulls off here, Bobby Hall now on the inside on this restart will take the field to the zone. And there he goes. Decent jump by the 97, though. He's not really going to let him get away this time, but he does clear him so that he can get that angle going into turn 1. And expect the intensity to pull up. You see side by side there for 6 cars under a blanket there a little bit further back. The 97 is in the hunt, but again, just a car length and a half and can't really do much with him. Looking like it's 3 wide out there for 10th through 15th. Yes, it is, and they're going for it. There it is. And the 2 kind of comes up the track a little bit. Hits that 29 car just ever so slightly. Nobody wrecking, of course, but 19 of Rick Baldwin there is now in 5th position, so he makes up a spot there. And just looks like Bobby Hall is just going to get her done unless something happens to him here. And that 2-car Bobby Grady is still going at it side by side. And Bobby Hall is gone. He is gapping the field at this point. And he's got it, folks. If he makes this corner just fine, he is going to be good, and he looks to have it. There he goes through turn 4. And he's got it cleanly. Alex Healy does not have enough time to catch. He was catching up there. And the 7 and the 15 look like they're a little side by side, but he's also not going to get there. So we got Bobby Hall gets the win. Alex Healy second, and Matt Grenier is in third. But let's go through our finishing grid here. Take the ticker off and bring that up. There we go. So, well, let's do the front. Well, come on, let's do the front of the field. Well, that's not working. Okay, anyways, so Bobby Hall gets the win. Alex Healy finishes second. Matt Grenier is in third. Isaac Singleton comes in fourth. Fifth is going to be Rick Baldwin. Gordon Spain in sixth. 7th is Dan Worthington. 8th is going to be Mark Cofield. Bobby Grady comes in 9th with Wes Wigan in 10th. 11 is going to be, let's see, Stephen Shue comes into 11th. 12th is Robert Charette. Gary Steele in 13th place. And Thomas Hall in 14th. Alex Forster rounds out your top 15. Our biggest mover of the night is Robert Charette in that 64 car, up 12 positions from where he started. So good finishing result there from him. These guys come around to hopefully line up on the line here. Let's see if we can get them into the booth. And we'll give them just a second to line their cars up. And he's going to do a burnout first. Why not? There he goes. Okay. Very good. So let's get let's start pulling some of these guys if we can here. And we're gonna pull Grenier in. Matt Grenier, this is Matt up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy. Good run tonight. How did it feel out there for you?
It was really good. The truck handled well. Got a little loose on the long run, but kept it low and had a lot of grip down there. It was fast tonight. It was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it was a little bit higher track temperature, not as bad as some of the races that we've seen, so the grip seemed like it was pretty decent. Did you have anything you think if you had a little bit longer for some of the guys in front of you, or were you happy with where you were at?
It was pretty even, I feel like. I don't know that even if I got there, I don't know if I could have got around, but I'm happy with the third. I should have had fifth last week and kind of got taken out right at the end, but third this week is really good for this track.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a track that a lot of people have done a lot, and I think you've only done 2 or 3 races with the league, so I've been racing with the Flex guys for a while, but, a few races in, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, before I let you go ahead and shout out whoever you want, teams, sponsors, anybody. Have at it.
I got to thank Flex Motorsports for letting me be a part of their team. Great group of guys, been racing with them for a while, so can't thank them enough. Want to thank Mag Real Estate and Natural Life and Southern Race Network and you for doing the broadcast. Can't say enough about this league and having a great time so far.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you next week, and hopefully you'll get to talk in the booth again.
Thank you.
All right. That was Matt Grenier in your third position. Let's move on now, see if we can get Alex Healy in here, who finished second tonight. Alex, this is Matthew in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
What's up, buddy? Second place tonight. Not bad, huh?
Man, hanging in there. I'm kind of tired of looking at Bobby's tailgate, though. I'll tell you that much.
I hear that, man. Watching it in the booth, it's like, man, it's just, has anybody got something for him? That last restart, I thought it was like, okay, that was a better restart for you, but he just kind of pulled out and away.
Yeah, if we didn't have that last restart, I felt like I was getting in a pretty good rhythm. He was just so much better than me in turn 2. We were pretty even, and 3, I was generating runs on him, and 4, occasionally I was a little bit better, but he was so much better than me in turn 2, and I just couldn't make it up on the rest of the track.
Yeah. Now, we were watching you a little bit in the beginning of the race, and it seemed like you were kind of off sequence, and you didn't pit on that first one. Was that by design, or take us through kind of what you were doing and what happened there?
Yeah, that was absolutely by design. It almost worked out way better than it had any right to, but basically with the sets of tires we had, and you could run roughly 20 laps, so 80 lap race, so 20, 40, 60,
Yeah.
But we had the early caution. I think it was like at 10 or 12 or something like that, and the way it mathed out in my head, right or wrong, at that time didn't make a lot of sense for me to come in. Um, so I stayed out and ran it as hard as I could, and then when I finally did come and pit, when I came out, I think the top three, maybe four, got by me. I got back up side by side with the first place truck, and then another caution came out before I could get my lap back, and that kind of tanked me for a little while. Then I just kind of had to grind and take advantage of tires when I was on better tires versus everybody else, since I was so far off the sequence. And then there towards the end of the race, when there were kind of a cluster of cautions there, it didn't really matter. So it kind of even backed out to where I was pitting at the same time as everybody else at that point. So it was basically at that point, especially then, I knew that Bobby was faster than I was. And I knew if I did the exact same thing that everybody else did, that I was going to end up, I don't know, top 10-ish maybe at that point. So I don't know if it ultimately paid off or not, but I like to go against the grain a little bit, especially since I got the win in the first week in my back pocket. I don't mind taking some chances here and there.
Yeah, I mean, it ultimately it worked out because you got back on sequence because of the cautions. It would have been nice to see what would have happened if we didn't get the cautions, because you were the only one on that strategy. So if it worked out, you were going to have the field lapped pretty much. So that would have been fun to see, but that wasn't to be. But obviously a P2 is great. Before I let you go ahead and shout out whoever you would like, team sponsors, whoever you want to go for it.
Yeah, so let me remember. We've got Mag Real Estate, and then what is it? Natural Life.
Natural Life, yeah, yeah.
Natural Life. I remembered them. Shout out to them and Matt running the deal. It's been so much fun so far. I've never run a free league before, and I was kind of apprehensive about it, but the me and the Flex guys got together before the season. We were looking for a home. We decided to come over here, and it's just been awesome racing so far. So shout out to all my Flex guys. I've been racing with them for a few years now. They were cool enough to let me join a while back. So that's obviously Bobby, who I'm tired of looking at his tailgate, Dan Worthington, Matt Grenier, Wes Wiggin, Tom Hall, Dakota Shepard, Michael Cole, Ronnie Shirk's running with us now. It's let's see, Tom Hall, if I didn't already say Tom, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of us. Shout out to my wife. She's usually watching us. I don't know if she is or not tonight. She said she couldn't find the stream earlier, but I couldn't help her in the moment. I was trying to figure out what the heck I was doing. But just thanks to everybody that's a part of this so far. I'm having a blast. Team Flex is having a blast, and we're looking forward to next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, hopefully we'll see you back in the booth next week after the race, and you'll continue the success that you have. So have a good week. We'll see you next time.
That's the plan. I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right, so let's get Bobby Hall in here, our winner. Bobby, this is Matthew in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Mr. Gall. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? So the dominance continues this week. You look strong out there. Everybody was losing tires, and you were playing pretty strong. What was the strategy? Save tires or go hard?
I did a little of both. After last week's race, after post-race inspection with my motor, we found some shavings in the filter, so we had to put a new, fresh Yates motor into it. During our practice, me and the team, one of us would just go out there and run laps. One guy would pit to see how long it would take. One guy would do 2 tires just to see what the fall off was.
Yeah.
And the right sides, if you drove good, were within 5%, which is pretty good, honestly.
Really good, yeah.
And yeah, I would push hard probably the first 8 to 9 laps, and then just back it down and adjust some brake and hope for the best.
Yeah. So we saw at one point there you took the high side on a restart and then went back. And it looked like when you had the high side it was good. Did you not like that, or what was the thinking behind the choose?
I figured I would try it with a teammate beside me. It kind of helped because I can tell him roughly where I was going to go. So
Yeah.
if I can get out quick, I can come across or he can come across me. And so with Matt Grenier, got up to third. We tried to play teammate strategy and see who was better on restarts on the track. And that's why I chose the bottom on the second restart.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing you in the booth shortly. You seem to be top 3 pretty much every week. So while you're here, you have the opportunity to shout out whoever you like. Go for it.
Yeah, first of all, Mr. Matthew Gall of SRN. Glad you put this on. Racing with a bunch of guys. They all seem pretty nice. I've had a couple people message me some questions on some things. Told them how I did it. And a couple of them I can see their race results improved.
Yeah.
I'm always here to help. I have nothing to hide on my old Logitech wheel here. Of course, Flex Motorsports, without us practicing and going over different race scenarios, especially at the end with those 2 cautions. I think a few of us still had a set of stickers left in the pits, and we were debating if we were going to take them or not. But we were watching the field to see who pit, who didn't, and ultimately we stayed out. So that seemed to help.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
of course, Mag Realty, without them, can't do it.
Yep.
Your
Very good.
natural life.
Yep. Yep.
And the fans in the stands and the guys in here racing with us. Hopefully we can get a couple more people next week. I see more and more people are slowly starting to check us out and race in here and see what it's
Yep.
about.
Yeah, it's a full field, so and we could use a few more though. We'll take a few more. So very good. Well, good talking with you. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't rub some fenders with you tonight.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but maybe next week. Next week we'll be in there. All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, have a good one.
All right, so that was your top 3 finishers. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Next week, hopefully, we will be back on the regular programming with Extreme Sim TV, but hopefully you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we will see you all next time.